the Curtiss P-40 Warhawk. Almost obsolete by the time of the United States entry into the war, the venerable Warhawk still saw limited action. They were called to duty to fight the Japanese before Pearl Harbor in China. Japan's unwarranted campaign against China began in 1928. A powerful Japanese Air Force had undisputed control of the Chinese skies. These were happy days for the Japanese flyers. They flew their missions almost unopposed, strafing and bombing. At will. But in 1941, while America was still at peace, some visitors arrived in China. These were the Flying Tigers. Under the command of a master tactician, Brigadier General Claire Chennault. Unaware of the presence of the Flying Tigers, a Japanese bombing mission headed for its target. The Chinese warning system flashed the news across the hills to the Flying Tigers. The Flying Tigers flew P-40Bs decorated with a blood-red mouth, sharp teeth, and an evil eye in the radiator area to spook the superstitious Japanese. Unsuspecting. The Flying Tigers' record against the Japanese never dropped below a 5-to-1 kill ratio. The Mediterranean, November of 1942. 11 months after Pearl Harbor, more than 800 ships engaged in Operation Torch, the invasion of North Africa. The plan called for tactical air support for the ground forces. Some of the air units were transferred from England and the United States by carrier. One of the U.S. carriers held 70 Curtiss P-40 Warhawks. Carrying 500-pound bombs instead of belly gas tanks, these P-40s were configured as fighter bombers. Land-trained fighter pilots risked carrier takeoff to reach Allied airfields in North Africa. Pressured by gasoline shortages, German air operations were severely cut back in North Africa. Squeezed into a steadily shrinking area, the Germans prepared to evacuate planes and key personnel to Sicily. About 20 men could escape in a Junker 52. High above, the Allies waited and watched. The German escape plan was put into motion. Near Tunis, a group of more than 30 heavily armed Me-109 fighters rose into the sky. They were to be escorts to the large fleet of low-flying Junker 52s. The flight to Sicily was a short run of about 100 miles, less than 1 hour. 100 strong, the transport stretched in a long line on the deck, headed for their Sicilian sanctuary. As soon as the German transport was spotted, the 57th Fighter Squad of 13 P-40s dove on the enemy to split them up. Unaware of the dogfight above, the transports droned on towards Sicily. Most didn't make it. The hard way. It wasn't just American pilots in on this attack. Erwin Desert Fox Rommel would ultimately complain to Hitler that the strength of the Anglo-American Air Force was the deciding factor. British fighters, flying P-40s, gave it to the Germans as well. When the attack was over, we had destroyed 58 transports and 18 fighters.